Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Bob, Trade Genius. Hope you can hear me on the mic better. I got dusted off my old recording mic, and so I'm trying not to speak so loud because it could take me months to get my voice back here if I'm not careful. But I want to go ahead and go through the market here with you a little bit today. As I was saying on Friday, we had a follow through from Friday's close. And so now we had Friday down, Monday down. And so now we got to be looking at turnaround Tuesday. And we got all the way down to almost 4,300. I mean, excuse me, 4,400. I wish it was 4,300. So I'm expecting a bounce. It's Easter week, and there's only 3 more trading days left in the week. And typically this week is is bullish. And so I think a lot of people now got really bearish because of the action today. But I think it's one of those overreactions. Like we had that one Monday where we had that big move higher and then they crashed it the next day. I think today they crashed it today to look for a bounce into the rest of the week. So that's what I'm looking for the S&P 500. So, and right here, this is one of our algo lines that's telling us that we're getting pretty oversold here. So, we reversed here in February on that first push down was a pretty intense move. This move was a higher low. It was less intense. And this one here is a little bit deeper, but price isn't falling as much. So my expectation is that they're going to probably try to push it back up, maybe before the Fed meeting, and then before we see some other fireworks. So just keep that in mind. And the reason why I'm thinking that way is look what happened with oil today. Oil held the range trader line at is 44.45 is a line in the sand here. So now if we fall from here, then I reserve the right to say that the market may go up, oil may go down, and then fall potentially down into the mid 80s and then down into the down back to 65. So there's a lot of pressure on oil right now from the administration to obviously get that part of the headline inflation out of the way ahead of the election, but they're pulling out all the stops to do it. They have the SPR, which they're draining. And when that's done in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you may be seeing a pretty big rebound in oil. And if the the oligarchs see that oil prices are starting to fall, they may pull back too. So this 94, 95 area in the sand is somewhere to watch. So just be careful with that. It'll be very, very interesting to see. I'm watching it because I'm pretty heavy in energy longer term. And, I don't want to eat a big correction if it's going to happen. So it's kind of an area that's very interesting for me personally. Gold was gold was up for today, but it's in this just flat, flat, flat. I think they're waiting to see how aggressive the Fed's going to be in May. The Fed is not aggressive enough per the inflation rate. Gold will pop. If inflation temporarily comes down because the price of oil is not driving higher prices, then gold may go down. So, but the miners have been doing pretty well today. Half up, half down, kind of a mixed bag, but something to keep an eye on. But my good friend CCJ ignored oil prices because it has a different economics to it. And like I told you guys, you got to stay with this thing. They're gonna grind this thing up to the 50s. Probably you got nearly a double on this thing in the next year. So I don't know how many other places you could say that, but I think it's there. The whole uranium space is going to be in deficit, and you have Sprott up there in Canada hoarding it. So he's going to keep a natural bid on the market. So now CGJ may wiggle around, and Quad U may wiggle around, UEC may wiggle around, but the direction is higher, and it's just been this way for the last month and a half. And before that, last year, because we've already had almost a double on it from a year ago. So a double, then a double, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens to that. But I'll be pretty happy with all my shares if we got to over $50. I'll be a happy guy. So that's that. One of the trade we took today, and I normally just do it strictly from the uh, the charts and the algorithms, but I missed the boat. I missed the boat on Twitter. I should have been buying it back here at the end of March, but I was not too interested in Twitter. Elon Musk made me interested in Twitter. And so when he was yakking away, I should have bought. I didn't. And this was his announcement that he took the investment. And then he went ahead and then pulled back. And then he decided he's not going to be on the board. Now, remember, he didn't push for being on the board. The management team and probably the original existing board of directors wanted him on the board because that limits him from certain activities and certain amount of ownership. He's pretty free. So I bought Twitter calls for May thinking that he's going to make a bigger play for this company. He is out for blood. He doesn't like the way the company's run. He doesn't like their attitude. And from a philosophical point of view, he embodies what we all thought Silicon Valley was going to be, very, very libertarian, and they turned out to be being progressive assholes. Okay, they became rich, progressive, and they became assholes. And now we're dealing with they want to control every aspect of our life because they struck gold, and then now they think they're smarter than everybody else. When most of these people are train wreck in their own lives, but they want to run yours. So Elon Musk, I love it. Provocateur. Hopefully he shakes things up for us. And I'm hoping to profit from it too. Because if he takes a bigger stake, you're going to see this thing pop, pop, and pop. And if he does with it what he thinks he could do with it, Twitter would be a great company to own because they leave money all over the table because they're not in it to make money for their shareholders. They're in it to make social statements. And these next 3 years, we'll probably spend more money on politics than we've ever seen in our entire lives because it's going to be for all the marbles. And so Twitter platform, DWAC will probably come back, but Twitter is already established and they're going to make a lot of money. And if Elon Musk can open this thing up for everybody to participate, except for the trolls and the bots, it's going to be a very, very, very undervalued company. So just bear that in mind. It's worth a shot. And and I watch what he has to say. He's planning something, or where he would have joined the board if he was dissatisfied with the baubles that he made on this thing. But he's going for more. So anyway, keep in mind on that. It's going to be very, very interesting. And then what I want to probably finish with here today is that a trade that we just been doing very, 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 very well with, and it worked out today for us. We bought the UVIX on Friday. I'm going to go to a 30-minute chart here. Okay, so we bought this thing on Friday, and I'm basically just following my algorithms here. See, I got a bottoming out here. I got a trend change here. I got a buy signal here. So we went ahead and we bought on Friday, and I put a close in at the almost. I have our for the close at 1770 something, but we've been probably batting about 80% on this trade. We flipped to SVXY. I mean SVIX. I have to kind of start saying it right. In looking at the turnaround Tuesday and the rest of the weekend, I'm looking for a flip here. So just keep that in mind. These things are going to oscillate. 30 minutes is a good way to play it. Normally I would wait for the turn, but Monday to Tuesday, the trade is bullish. The probabilities are in your favor. If not, hey, so be it. But the probabilities are in your favor. You take the trade. See trade, take trade. And so I'm looking for oil to rebound. I'm looking for gold to hold its own. I'm looking for volatility to subside. And I'm looking for the markets to have a rebound tomorrow. So that's kind of where my head is. And we'll know in the morning whether I'm right or wrong. But I put my money where my mouth is. So I'm long calls. I'm short volatility. I'm long oil. And I'm ready to see some good action on it. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys have a great night. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.